Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unity Lounge podcast. I'm Connie.
I'm Deja.
And today you will be introducing our topic. What are we doing today?
Today we are talking about discovering self-love.
What does that mean?
Oh, I don't have any Oxford definitions for this one.
No Oxford definitions. I don't think you can really. It's kind of like a make it your own type deal.
Yeah.
Going around.
It's different for everybody in the process. There's no cookie cutter way of doing it. Everybody has their individual journey of discovering who they are as a person and loving that person on that journey, because the good, the bad, the ugly, everything comes with it.
As usual, we have our little green book and we have little jot notes and points that we kind of wanted to cover and just talk about a little bit. If I'm doing this a lot, it's because I got my nails did. So maybe we can actually put that into self-love.
Oh yeah.
Can we not? I think for me, like, I really like doing like my nails and like getting all pretty and like dolled up sometimes. And I try to, something I learned from you guys, like you and your family, like if you look good and you feel good, and you literally said this before we started, you're like, if I smell good, I look good, I feel good. And that's like something that you want to have when you're going out every day.
When you're not feeling so great about yourself, you just shower, dress up, do your makeup, do your hair, put on some really nice clothes,
and put some perfume on,
and then put your favorite perfume, favorite cologne on, and then you feel good about yourself once you do that.
A question for you: what's your favorite perfume? Because I have a favorite perfume.
I'm biased.
I'm kind of biased too, I think. So like, I got complimented on it the other day, which is why I'm like, I love it so much too right now. It has a sweet scent. It's called Dark Secret from YOLO. Yeah. I love it. It smells so good. It's like a little cute pink bottle, or it's glass, and then it has a pink like color.
The perfume's pink. Yeah,
it's so nice. I love it. I smell so good every time I just.
My favorite one is like the original scent.
I like the original. It's nice, but I think I prefer sweeter scents.
I think it just meshes well with like my body chemistry, because sometimes if we were to wear the same perfume, it's going to smell different because our body chemistry is different.
Yeah, I feel that. That was a little detour.
Back on the topic of discovering self-love, besides getting ready, looking good, feeling good,
like the physical part of it.
Yeah, what do you think about the journey emotionally, mentally, and spiritually?
That's a lot to cover. Emotionally, it is, I guess emotionally and mentally, sometimes you can put them together.
Yeah.
It is a little bit, it can be difficult because
daunting at times.
Yeah, because you're not getting any validation from outside. A lot of it is doing like inner work, looking at yourself, like who you are, looking in the mirror and just kind of seeing who you are, and either being okay with it, and if you're not okay with it, taking the steps to turn into the person you want to be, which can be, like you said, daunting at times. And there's no cookie cutter way of doing it. Like, every journey is different. Some people have like a formula that works for them, and then that works out for them, but it doesn't really work for everyone. So everyone has to kind of be their own mentor, be their own just their own cheerleader sometimes, and just kind of always be rooting for yourself to a degree.
Yeah, when you feel like nobody's rooting for you, just be your number one cheerleader at the same time.
What about you? We'll cover like the emotionally and the mentally kind of together.
Emotionally, I have to learn, or I'm in the process of learning, that even though I may not physically want to do it, I should still do it. That's when you should do it. Like, my mom would always have a saying, something that you really don't want to do, like not in a bad way, is something that's good for you, but you just don't want to do it, or you're procrastinating about it. That's the best time to do it, because that's when you're going to feel the best about it.
100% believe that, because just try it out. If anyone's like, even like the simplest thing that everyone was like, go to the gym, it's good for you. But every single time you don't want to do and you go and do it after, you're like, oh, this was amazing. Why didn't I do this before?
We're still getting there. The other day we said we were going to go to the gym, and somehow we ended up at Kanji Queen.
We had everything packed up. I swear. My tummy was hurting. So then I said I was hungry. So we went and said, you know what? You can't work out on an empty stomach. So then we ended up at Country Queen. And then we had some plates. We had like 3 plates. 2 meat plates and 1 big rice plate. And it was a bang for your buck. You know how Country Queen got the big platters?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a good decision.
Honestly, I was so happy. I'm like,
But
yes.
then after we were finished, we got the itis and we're like, there's no way we could go to the gym because you know what? We're not going to make the most of it. Like, we had every excuse in the book. And everyone that we told that day was like, did you go to the gym?
Go to the gym?
And we're like, you know.
And we're like, no, we went to go eat. And they're like, huh?
But, like, it's so easy for us to come up with so many excuses as in why we can't do something.
Oh, all the time.
If it comes to bettering ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as someone asks us, hey, can you help me out with this? Like, we jump right on and we're like, no
Absolutely.
problem.
What do you need? You need a trainer? Yo, I don't even know it, but I'll go. I'll be your trainer. And I'm not even going to go for myself. It's crazy. Wow. I think we just, like, hold needing to do things for others above having to take care of ourselves. Because we're always with ourselves. We'll do it later. We'll do it whenever we have time. And then whenever you have time, ends up being push back. And then you're on your own and you're like, wow, I'm a little bit, I'm not where I want to be right now. I know I can be better. I know I've been there. But anyways, going away from the food topic.
Yeah. Discovering self-love. What about your personal journey do you feel like are pivotal moments? And what is the importance of self-love for you?
I think for me, self-love is a lot about not hating myself when I look at myself in the mirror. Like, growing up, I remember being in high school and middle school, and that's the time where you're very self-conscious about the whole world, like everyone around you, and you care so much about what others think of how you look specifically. I think I'm gonna maybe focus a little bit on that. The physical part. And I remember, like, I have a birthmark on my arm. I remember putting a band all around my arm just so that Remember I got a tan. That's how bad it was. I had it throughout the whole summer. I had a whole band, like those rubber bands. I forgot what I said. And I had it there, and it's just to cover up my birthmark. But no one cares. You care more about what others think of you than you think of yourself. 100%.
I'm the opposite of you.
Oh, really?
Like, when I was in middle school, high school, like, I had a really fast metabolism. I always had abs. Like, I looked phenomenal. Like, not for me to sound conceited, but, like, I had the body
you right now.
I had the body I always wanted, but I never had to work for it. Now, hitting my mid-20s, I'm getting the harsh reality of, like, hey, you actually got to put in the work for that body that you want. You don't get to just eat whatever you want, sit on your butt all day, come up with a bunch of excuses as in why you can't go to the gym, and just, not eat away your feelings, but, like, whatever your body's craving, you have to get it right now. No, you need to discipline your body. Like, this is a vessel, but it does not rule over you.
I think that's huge. Yes, 100%. Like, even your emotions and your mental. Sometimes you're not always going to be in a perfect mental state.
Yeah.
But you can't be ruled by what you feel like in the moment.
Because as much as everybody's like, feel what you feel, follow your heart, follow your emotions. Those
Trust your gut
can lead you astray very fast. So, like, if you want that third cupcake, maybe you got to tell yourself no.
Maybe know your limits. Like, I had 3 before in the morning. There's, like, you're not gonna.
I feel called out.
No. Bro, just saying, like, if you had before and you're like, these cupcakes aren't going anywhere, even if they do, you can always have another cupcake later. You can have one tomorrow.
What it is. What? I feel like it's gonna be gone. So I need to what is it called?
You need to, like, hoard?
Not hoard.
You need to save some for yourself.
I need to have as much as possible before it's taken away from me. Or I feel like I won't get it back. Like, the opportunity is not going to be there again. Even though it takes, like, the simple step of making it once more. But, like, the laziness.
It can also be, like, I grew up with my siblings. I know if you don't fend for yourself, you're gone. If you didn't eat that cupcake, it's gonna be eaten.
Someone wants that cupcake more than you do, or else you would have had it when you saw it.
But sometimes, like, the whole thing, like, it's okay to not have that cupcake. You can let that cupcake go to someone else. It is the only reason we're talking about cupcakes so much is because we made like 100 cupcakes the other day for a party. So the cupcakes is really fresh on the mind.
Yeah, and we were eating it while we were, like, after we finished baking it.
Freshly baked.
It was so good.
So good.
And then we took a day to icing it. So that they were just sitting on the, like, they were sitting there waiting to be iced. And we were just like, you know what? This one looks a little bit ugly.
Let's just take this one.
And then after we ate all those cupcakes, we're like, oh, we need to hit the gym.
Yeah. I honestly, like, after, I literally I went in the bathroom and I looked at myself. I scared your aunt because I was grumbling to myself. I was like, I'm tired of this. I need to go work out. I'm done. No. And I ended up going, and come out. Your aunt's there. And she goes, I'm like, I start cracking up because I knew right then she heard my whole I thought I was by myself. She's like, I looked in the shadow and I had to make sure there was either 2 or 4 legs because I did not know what was in that bathroom. She's like, I was about to throw hands. I was like, oopsies.
But, like, I think that's the starting point, like the pivotal moment where you realize, hey, maybe I should be a little more gentle with myself.
As well. Yeah.
But I have to keep myself accountable at the same time. Like, if I say I'm going to the gym, I'm going to the gym. Like, my brother is super disciplined. Been like he just, I don't know how he does it. But
well, he's worked there, right? It's a little step when you learn that discipline, and he's got it because he's worked hard for it. Like,
for me, I can hit the gym and I'll be good for like a month. And after I start seeing results, I'm like, this is good enough. And I'll stop. And then to get back into the momentum again to go to the gym is very, very hard for me. Like, that self-motivation isn't there. Like, I don't keep myself accountable, which I want to change because, like I said, mid-20s is teaching me a lot of things. But yeah, like, that's the pivotal starting moment where, like, it's either you're going to kick yourself in the butt and be like, no, something needs to change and the change starts right now. Or you're going to keep going down the same path, and then some people choose to deal with it head on, and other people decide to beat around the bush about it and get depressed. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but, like, at what point are you going to be able to motivate yourself to do something for yourself? Because if you're not motivating yourself, how do you expect other people to motivate you?
On that, I was going to say, it's also, like, giving yourself no other way out is, I think, a very powerful way of being able to do it, stuff like that. So with whatever project that you have, whether it be working on yourself or working a painting or whatever it is, if you don't give yourself any other way out and you don't think about it so much and you just do it, you're like, I want to do this, do it, and you know right away that you're gonna get to it. You don't give yourself any buffer. Because it's in that buffer time period is where there's a lot of that, either whether it be doubt or that laziness or any kind of little demons be talking to you and saying, no, it's okay, have that one more cupcake, have one more sweet, it's okay, sit down, you don't need to go to the gym and everything. It's easier that way. But, like, a way that I find to do anything, even the dishes, like, I see it, I think I learned that from you. As soon as I see it, I go do it. There could be 2 or 3 plates or forks or something in the dishes, the dishwasher.
In the sink.
Dishes. I call it dishes. In the sink. And if I give myself no other option, I just keep on doing it. Next thing I know, I'm walking like, oh wow, like the house has been so clean for the past 3 days because
clean house.
Woo.
Clean mindset, clear mindset. Like, for me, if the place, like, if an area is messy, I cannot think correctly until the whole area is clean. And that's what motivates me. I'm like, if I don't clean it now, I know I don't want to clean it later. So let me handle it now so future me would be happy. It's like a breath of fresh air.
It really is. It helps your mental so much. And I've seen like videos and they're like, yeah, there's actually a study done that females need, or people need, like a clean workspace, and then they have less stress. I get it. I get why.
Even when you go to bed too, and the house, you finish cleaning the house before bed, and then you wake up the next morning, it's just, you feel recharged, re-energized. Like, oh my goodness, I could take on the day. I don't have to do all these tasks that I didn't do yesterday.
100%.
It leaves enough room to go to the gym.
It does, right? Also, I think it's about setting your priorities straight. So if you prioritize like at night, let me just get as much cleaning as I can done tonight so that tomorrow in the morning, my priority is going to be, whether it be like journaling for the first 10 minutes or going to the gym or, you know, getting some sunlight or something, you know, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have enough time and like mental effort to be able to do those things. Because if not, you're looking at all the mess and you're saying, oh, I have to clean this before I can do anything else.
Yeah.
That's not how everyone works. Some people can just walk over the dirt and then just do what they need to do. But I still do believe that it affects your mental to have a messy surrounding.
And by the time you're done cleaning too, like the majority of your day is gone. So when you're done, you're like, okay, I'm tired. What do I do now? Oh, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to rest. And then next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock at night.
You're scrolling through TikTok.
You're scrolling through TikTok for like 2 hours and you're like, okay, time to get ready for bed. And you were productive in a way, but work-wise you weren't. Like mental health-wise you weren't. Besides cleaning the space that you're in, I think going for walks.
Oh, that helped us a lot. I remember, I think last month we were like really on it to go on a walk, to just go outside, especially when the weather is so nice. Like, it hasn't been nice in a long time, and now it's going back into fall, and it's like, oh no.
I love fall. It's my favorite season.
Fall is great, but I've learned to love the summer recently, so I'm like, I want to enjoy the summer.
You and your paddleboarding.
I love my paddleboard.
Paddleboarding is really good for your mental too.
It's great, just on the lake, nice and quiet. No one's talking. Just silence in the water and nature. I don't know about you, but for me, I enjoy going to nature and everything. That's kind of like a decompressing for me. I think that's why I like the summer. It gives me a mental silence, so that when my brain is going so loud and it's just doesn't stop, when I go camping, like I love camping. When I go camping, it's just because the surroundings are quiet. Yeah. My brain is quiet. Like, it forces me to be like, oh, so that's why my brain is the way it is, because it's so loud. Everything around me is so quiet now. It's so nice. It's so gentle.
That's how your mind is supposed to be. Like, it's not supposed to be loud and always yelling. Like, paddleboarding, that was great because we were sitting in like the middle of the lake, and I'm like, this is what your mind is supposed to be like. Like, there's not supposed to be chaos all the time. But I think that's a way of self-love too. It's like taking the time to nurture your mental.
And to know what you need. Like, I think I recently, the past year or two, I realized I need that time in the summer to go camping or to go like
to recharge.
It's a recharging 100%. And I know myself well enough now. I'm like, I need at least 1 or 2 camping times in the summertime so that I can recharge mentally, and so I'm not a grump all the time. I'm not a grump, but like, it gets to you when it's so loud all the time. I just love camping. I love camping. I love being out in the water. Recently got a paddle board because I used someone else's before. I got one. I'm like, yes, let's go paddleboarding.
Yeah, that's your piece. For me, it's like going on walks, having a clean house. Like, those 2 things are very big for me. Now I just got incorporating eating well and like taking care of myself.
Like, just exercising as well. It's huge. When I used to used to go to school, but like when I had a solid routine, I was waking up in the morning. I don't know how I did it. I was waking up in the morning, going at like 6 a.m. to the gym, working out, and if I got my workout done in the morning, I was set for the rest of the day.
It helps your mental, like the is it dopamine that it releases?
I think it might be it's dopamine, because serotonin is for you to sleep. Yeah. So I think it's the dopamine. Yeah.
Yeah, when that releases, it just starts your day off right, or it ends your day off right. Like, I like evening workouts when I used to work out, but don't worry, I'm going to start very soon.
We'll have an update soon.
Yeah. So we're going to take you along our self-love discovery journey, because we are relearning it in our 20s now.
It's a different type of love you need to have for yourself.
The mid-20s, the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is developed.
Officially.
So, things got to change. So moving on from the physical, and like we chatted briefly about like what our challenges are. I would love to hear what everybody else's challenges are too, to see if like maybe we struggle with the same things. Like sometimes you feel like you're the only one that struggles with certain things, but meanwhile everybody's struggling or battling silent battles that they don't really talk about or don't feel free to talk about.
For sure. And I love some tips.
Yeah.
To see, sometimes just to compare it is to like, oh, this is what I do. This was work for me.
Yeah.
And then just to see, maybe let me try it. Maybe it will work for me. Maybe it won't. Or for other people to kind of try something new. Yeah. It's always cool.
So moving on from physical, what about mental mindset and attitude on this self-discovery, self-love journey?
I think you touched on it briefly. Like, you do have to be more gentle with yourself. Just not being able to love yourself in that moment. Being like, maybe I'm not where I want to be, but I'm grateful to be able to have the things that I have or be the person that I am right now, because this will lead me to be the person I want to be in the future.
Yeah.
Just
love yourself in every phase. Like, understand that you're not going to be right at your goal as soon as you start. That's not how it works. There's steps. There's time periods. Like, you can't have a time frame like in this month. In 1 month, I'm going to have the body of my dreams and my hair is going to be down to my butt. That's not how it works.
I love to do that, though.
I would love to have that. Like, snap my fingers and, like, I'm content. But we're forever growing and evolving as people, that we need to understand we're not going to get to the finish line. It's not about getting to the goal. It's about enjoying the journey and every step that you take getting closer to that goal. That is the reward. That is the achievement. Just changing your habits.
Or choosing, I think your mom sent me something the other day.
Oh,
it was like,
it to me too.
right?
Find it.
But it's kind of knowing that you have the power of choice to do, quote unquote, anything you want. Like, realistically, you can literally, if you wanted to get up and go to another country, you can find a way to do that. Oh, what was it?
Here. The 3 C's of life: choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change.
Who is this? We gotta plug this on Instagram. Young_Pueblo.
There's another one there.
Oh, actually, at Naina_Sang V_. That was actually a really cool post. Yeah. I seen it. I'm like, honestly,
you felt a little bit attacked, though.
I did a little bit. I said, "Excuse me," and I said, "Oh, you're right. You're right."
But
you're
it's just
wrong.
a reflection of yourself. If you see that there's something wrong, maybe that's an opportunity for you to look within and be like, "Hey, why am I taking offense to this so hard?" And you're like, "Oh, that's why."
I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, if you have a problem with something or someone, there's probably something there that you need to look at
within yourself.
Like, it's like, I think I've seen someone say something like, if you let someone affect you, that's your problem. Someone says something and then you're attacking, yeah, but they said this to me. Just don't let it affect you. And if you know those people that are so nonchalant that they can say whatever, and they're like, it doesn't matter what you just said to me because I know who I am. And I know that's not who I am. Whatever you say, whatever you're saying is false. Yeah. So and then you take power away from those people and you keep it with yourself. Whenever you react to something someone says, obviously this is all like to a degree, you give them power to allow them to have power over you. Because you're reacting to them. They want a reaction from you. That's why they say it. But if you're like, yeah, no, that's not me, goodbye, and you just remove yourself from the situation, you're gonna have so much, you have power over that person in that moment.
You are actively protecting your peace.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate. A good form of self-love is also to protect your own peace. Sometimes you don't have to be pleasing everyone else. Do what you want to do. Like, protect your own mind. If someone's out there or they're saying stuff to you, you're hanging around people who don't serve your purpose, just protecting your peace and
setting boundaries.
And like, you know, the whole monkey see, monkey, what was it?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Or no, no, it's the little monkey, the emoji that's see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, or something.
Do no
that.
evil.
Do no evil. The little monkey emojis that are like that. That's the only thing I remember. That all kind of ties into just protecting yourself and protecting your circle, the people around you. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who motivate you and serve your purpose, whatever that may be. Everyone has they have their own kind of thing going on, their own journey that they're on. Let them serve your purpose, your journey. And that could be as simple as, you know, just hanging out. You know, like, I love bouncing ideas off with you. Like, we could be maybe on the same page, or maybe we're not on the same page, but, you know, you help me grow, I help you grow. That's the kind of friendship.
Yeah, they're like constantly helping you grow. They're not just comfortable at where they are and they don't wish to be anything more. But like, you are constantly growing with each other. Like, hey, I just learned this. Oh, that's great. I just learned this, and that's what we do. Yeah, it's like, you know what? This is the revelation that I got this week. What was yours? And typically, it's around the same thing, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is mind blowing.
Yeah, I think that's what just boggles our minds a lot of times. It's like, we could be in two separate places, and then I'll call her up and just be like, hey, so like, this happened to me, and this got me thinking that this, and this. She's like, you know what happened to me? Was this, and this, and you know what? It's actually around the same kind of vibe of what you're thinking. I'm like, I know. And then we come together. Okay, what does this mean? How can we apply it to our lives, like the positive? Where do we need to grow as people? Exactly. Or like when we're like, oh, this person said this. Okay, why did it affect you? Yeah. Okay, maybe that's why, you know. Yeah, you were shown that.
You call me out on my shit all the time.
Well, it's literally your own words thrown back at you. That's all I'm saying. Because you say it to me. And then I'm just making sure you hear what you're saying.
You're just reiterating it.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What is the difference between self-love and self-indulgence and selfishness? Like, where's the line between self-love and being selfish? It's very vague.
Yeah, so I think it's the intention behind it. You can be, I think it also depends on it's a difficult question. I think it's the intention of it. So a selfish person, I think everyone needs to be a little bit selfish sometimes, because sometimes you need it to protect your peace, to protect kind of you as a person, like your mind, what you're getting in and everything. But what was a selfish or
indulgence, like
self-indulgence?
I'm doing this.
I think it's when you also know that you shouldn't be having something to a whole
or doing something
exactly. Like, you know, this doesn't serve you in a positive way, so you still do it. That's kind of the self-indulgence idea of you're eating, like we said, the cupcakes. You eat one is okay, it's not gonna do anything. But then when you self-indulge, you're like, oh, I need 2, I want 3, I want 4, you know. That's where you're hurting yourself in the long run.
So self-love is more about protecting your peace, while other one, like self-indulgence, is I'm just doing it because I want to. Yeah. Or because I can. And not thinking, I think, of the consequences, or being like, and these are the consequences, and it's not going to serve me any well, but I'm still going to do it because I can, and I have the power to. And realistically, you do have the power, the chance to do these things. But the question is, if you want to be the person you want to be, like if you want to be a better person, is it smart? Is this a step that's going to take you there to the point that you are the person you want to be, or not? Like,
If you want to be a mechanic, go study arts. No, just because you can. Yeah, you can.
It's not going to benefit you.
It's not going to benefit you.
On to the next question. How do you think self-love impacts relationships? How does it change relationships with those around you? What are some struggles?
I think if you don't really love yourself, I guess you're not okay with the person you are at that moment. It does reflect on others, because whatever attitude you have to yourself often is reflected onto others when you interact with them, whatever relationship that may be.
Yeah.
Sometimes even being with your close family, maybe you're nicer to people outside than you are with your own family, and like your family represents you. That's your own kind of person. Not person, but that's your circle.
Yeah.
That's who you guys are always with all the time. So like if you don't sometimes even have the kindness for others in your own family,
how do you have the kindness for
yourself,
strangers too?
Because the strangers don't really matter sometimes.
Yeah. Romantically too, like if you're insecure,
if
you're insecure, you could be reflecting oh my goodness. If you are insecure, you could be reflecting those insecurities of like past relationships on to your current partner. And they could be doing absolutely nothing wrong. They just living life.
Yeah. They're just trying to love you sometimes.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you like blow up on them because something triggers you. And they're like, what the heck happened?
Like, what did I do?
We were good 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. And then something triggered you because you haven't dealt with something that bothers you. You haven't aired it out. And then you end up reflecting it on others.
Yeah.
So that's how I think that it can affect your relationship, like any type of relationship, romantic, like you said, or...
And nobody is in charge of your happiness.
100%. That's a hard lesson to learn, I think. Because we get we see the romanticization of like romance in Hollywood all the time. Like, oh yeah, this guy came in and he fixed my life. Nah, honey. I don't think that's the way it actually happens in life. That's what you expect. And the man's coming with his own issues to deal with.
Like, we can, in any relationship, friendship, family, romantic, like, everybody can help you, assist you with achieving your goals. But they do not. It can
be support.
Yeah. They don't have the control to be or make you happy.
It's not their job. It's your own job to make yourself happy. This is your life. You're the one in this body. You're the one, choosing what you want to choose.
Like to do what you want to do. Like, it kind of ties into like spirituality. Like, I'm a Christian, so I rely very much on God. Like, God gives unconditional love. Like, how can I show the same amount, like just a sliver of what it's like to experience God's love to someone? Like, this may be my only chance for them to experience something like that. How can I do it? But I have to allow myself to experience that first.
True.
So I know what to give out. Because I'm not gonna lie, lately I've been battling that. Like, I like to complain a lot now, or I'm just grumpy, and I'm like, I don't like this version of myself. This is not who I am as a person. I'm very loving, I'm very caring, I'm very nice, but as of lately, for some reason, I feel like I'm everything but that. What about you?
I don't think I do see your grumpy sides. I think it's because you bottle a lot of your stress sometimes. Like, every little thing, you have no outlet. That's why when we talk, we're like, it's good to working out helps so much, because you get to have an outlet for that stress. And that's something you have to know yourself for self-love.
Yeah.
You have to know when you're like, okay, I'm starting to get grumpy. Either I need to eat, I need to go work out, I need to go for a walk, or I need a moment to myself. And knowing this, being able to identify this and then communicate it to the people around you. Because a lot of times if you tell them, you'll be like, listen, I'm about to be cranky in 2 minutes if I don't get some kind of McDonald's french fries in me right now. And it needs to be the super salty ones. They're so bad for you, but I don't care. But if you know that, you can communicate that.
Yeah.
It does make it, I think, more acceptable. It's okay to go through that, but it's not okay for people not to know why.
Yeah, like outlets like journaling or praying or just taking a moment to listen to a sermon, like my mom was telling us earlier. Take 15 minutes to pray, take 15 minutes to meditate in the word. Like, read about how you're supposed to be. Like, for a while I was reading a Psalms 31 woman, and I'm like, I want to be like her. But I'm like, how? I am struggling here. So it's just taking the time to do things that you may not exactly feel like is fun to do, but in the end will help you grow more into the person you want to become, instead of becoming more of the person you don't want to be.
Exactly. And this applies even if you aren't Christian. Like, just get the idea. What does it mean to sit down and pray and meditate and to read something that'll feed your soul? Because at the base of it, this is what it means. It's to feed your soul something
it's not even
that's
your soul,
nurturing
your spirit.
To nurture it with something good that'll add to you, that'll make your life better, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you're like, wow, I'm learning something new. This is great. And the Bible's great. You can see there's a lot. I need to read it, bro.
Me too.
Bro, I see all these stories and they're like, oh yeah, and then Jesus did this, and I'm like, whoa, he did that? What? I didn't even know. It's a whole novel.
Yeah, it's a really good book. You should
No
read
disrespect, but it's like it's a story, and it's very interesting, and that applies to like other people. Like, when you listen to what other people go through, you can get the gist of what it means to be, you know, going through certain things, and be like, okay, what happened? Why did they? What is a teachable moment? Every moment can be a teachable moment, and I get everything as an experience.
Yeah,
I think is what I meant to say.
Like, some people will be like, oh, the Bible was written so long ago. Like, how can I relate to this? It's not about the specific details. It's about the lessons that were learned, the lessons that were taught. You can apply it to everyday life.
Exactly.
And I find that amazing.
That's crazy, bro. That like a book, and that's how you notice that words have power. The written word has power. The vocal word has power. And you saying something has power. So what you say is very important. What you hear is very important. What you see is very important.
Yeah.
Everything that you feed yourself or you choose to surround yourself with is important, because that's what's gonna somehow penetrate your soul, your spirit.
Yeah. I know there's a verse in the Bible too. It's like, guard your heart, guard your eyes, guard your ears, guard your mouth. I think it's guard your mouth. I'm not sure. But it's like, be careful what you allow your eyes to see, because what you allow your eyes to see will become the things that could backfire at you. And be careful what you say, because those are the things you're hearing.
Exactly.
So if you say, I hate myself, you are just feeding into that energy. So every time you look at yourself now, you're going to associate yourself with, I hate myself. I'm not pretty. I am so fat. Like, just going
I'm going in. Bro, I know.
But it's like, we can be
100%.
so harsh with ourselves.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But if we go into the mirror, like, people say affirmations, stand up and say it. Look at yourself in the mirror. I am beautiful. I'm strong. I'm smart. Everybody that talks to me experiences what unconditional love is. Like, the more you start saying things like that, is the more you're going to start becoming like that.
Exactly. And there's like progression of it. You don't have to say, I'm absolutely the best person in the world. No. But like, to be able to look at yourself, you know what, today I'm not that bad. And then you do that one more day. Today, I like my nails. I like my hair. You know what, let me do my hair so that, I feel better. And that's what the self-care part is. To be able to do little things and see the beauty in yourself, because everyone has something beautiful. I think when someone is, it's like, oh, maybe that's an ugly person, is because they don't speak beauty into themselves. Yeah. They speak that ugly part into them. Right? Right. Does that sound, I think that might sound bad. I don't mean that, but like,
no, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, if you look at someone like, oh my gosh, I hate her outfit, or I hate how she acts. Okay, maybe that's an opportunity for you to look within and be like,
why do you hate what she looks
Why
like?
do I hate? Oh,
why do you care about what she looks like?
Yeah. Why do you care what she's doing? Does it affect you in any way? No.
But and the reflection of that ugly from them is what you see in yourself. Okay, that's what I was trying to get to. It sounded so bad.
And like, it's just that simple decision to like look at yourself in the mirror or say to yourself, I am choosing to be happy today. I am choosing not to let these little things that may piss me off on a regular have control over me. So self-love is like everything that we talk about wrapped in a pretty present with a bow. Easier said than done.
Easier said than done, 100%. But like we said, little tips. Maybe try some of these things that we're talking about out. Maybe try looking at one thing about yourself that you like. Maybe you did something good. You know what? I did something, like I drew this little mushroom really cute. That's one thing I did. Maybe I'm good at drawing little mushrooms like this. There's always going to be someone better. You can never compare to others because they're at a different level than you are, because they were probably at, in some way, the same level that you are right now, but they probably got the work done, or
they took the time to nurture,
or they're just on a different path. Sometimes it's okay that you guys aren't in the same path.
I think spirituality and just mindset and attitude plays a big role in your confidence. And when your confidence is up, your self-love is up. But then with confidence comes confliction, because you don't want to be too cocky. You're like, oh, I'm the best in the world. Like, I'm so good at this. Nobody can be better than me. Honey.
That's delusion, though. Honey. I'm sorry. That's a little bit. Like, honestly, if you're an Olympic person, like, if you have the facts to back that up, 100%, maybe you are. But at that moment, because there's always someone else who's coming up next to you who wants that same position you have. Like, because the Olympics happened, right? So it's like, I'm thinking gold. What if you are actually the number one in the world at that moment? But every year there's someone new, or maybe same person, but at some point there will be someone new.
Well, it's not always about like comparison to other people.
Oh, true.
It could be with yourself. Like, yeah, you're great at something, but hey, you still got other aspects that you need to grow in, because you think you've mastered this. Okay, let's grow in a different way. The only competition is yourself. It's you versus you. Back to confidence and confliction.
So someone reached out to me recently, and they had a really good question that I'm not going to say the name just because, confidentiality and everything, but I really like this question. They asked, how do you solve low confidence? What if the people that were the most important to you didn't tell you they don't believe in you, but they have demonstrated it with acts? What I kind of said to him, I gave him a big sermon. I'm just looking at what I texted. I said, you need to do the inner work for yourself so that you can get to the point that all the outside opinions or judgments don't affect you, because you are fulfilled within. It could also be a reflection of what you feel inside. Oftentimes, we're projecting how we feel, and it therefore forms your reality to be filled with all these negative thoughts that can affect your confidence. For example, if you get a red car or want to buy a red car, you start to see it all around you at that point. But these red cars were always there before you. You just never noticed it until you put eyes and thoughts towards it. So therefore, to battle low confidence, it will be a battle. But if you can do, But if you can do little things that lead your thoughts and heart to go in a positive light, they will add up until you get to a point that, sorry, I'm reading like a child. You get to a point that the negative thoughts are less. Counter every negative thought with a positive one, even if you don't believe it at first and it feels ridiculous. It's better than always seeing the things bad. And it's fun to look at things differently. And I'm like, I don't know if this will help, but this is just another way that I feel that you can view things.
That ending is like, you know, when you give life advice, you're like, yeah, but like, I don't really want to be responsible for anything.
Yeah, but it's not my life though.
But that's really good advice. That's everything that we were talking about. It's you versus you. And the more you're confident and full of self-love within yourself,
it just spills over to other people and your surroundings.
And it can weed out your inner circle as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the part where they asked, what if the people that were the most important to you didn't tell you they don't believe in you, but they've demonstrated it in acts?
Yeah.
So why does that affect you? Why do you... I guess it's a hard line to cross because it's your family, right? The family you always think, or someone close to you, could be like your best friend that you think, you know, would be with you for all these times, but then they're not because they show it in acts or something.
Well, like you said too, we've been talking about when we feel, keyword,
quote unquote,
that people are projecting certain things our way. It might just be us.
That's true.
Because we're not secure within ourselves.
True, because another option to react to someone telling you or seeing that someone doesn't believe in you is to say, okay, you know what? I'm just not going to surround myself with you. Or just calling them out. This is what you do. This and that and that. A lot of time, people who confront others, I find, have a certain degree of confidence to them to be able, because you feel like you're right. And you're like, I'm going to make sure you know that I know that you're not doing what you need to be doing.
And sometimes it's just better to be quiet and work in silence, because
that's true.
When you're winning and everybody sees and they're like, oh, I always believed in you and da-da-da-da.
And you're like, yeah, right.
But that's okay.
Because you're there. You're still there. Exactly.
That time to be like, hey, that was achievable. I thought it wasn't. Because people that say you can't do something, it's because themselves could not do it. But to see you do it, it's like, hey, maybe this is actually achievable. Maybe I was going about it the wrong way. Can you guide me? And you use that as a teaching point. You don't be rude to them. You don't give them back that same energy that they gave you, because nobody's winning. You're not getting anything in return by returning the favor.
That's true.
But use it as a teaching moment. Like, hey, just know that you are capable of doing anything you put your mind to.
That is, powerful. Because I feel like at that point, when you're, quote unquote, like up, you're successful, you've done it, you've made it, you have a different vision than you did before. So to go back and say, oh, blah, 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 you're going back to the level you were at the beginning. Or like you were at that.
You're losing yourself within bitterness. Bitterness is only hurting you at the end of the day.
Yeah, because you feel that anger, that negative emotion in you. Yeah. And if you feel it, it's in you. It's affecting you. And it affects you physically. You get stressed. You get... you know, those little angry lines in your face. Another thing I wanted to mention was that people go through different things in lives. Your grandparents and your parents had different lives than you had. So their lives and everything around them, their environment shaped them to be the person they are. And whether it was good or bad, they are the person they are because of their environment. And at some point, you can't really do anything to that. The reason they're projecting when they say maybe they don't, like you said, you're like, they don't believe in you because maybe they didn't believe in themselves to do something, and they limit themselves because they're like, oh, he can't do it because you know what, I can't do it, or something like that, or she can't do this because, you know, when I was her age, I was doing this and that. I
tried and I failed at it.
So you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And that's just a different way of thinking. You have to also just give them grace sometimes.
Chew the hay and spit the sticks. That's all you can do.
And to a degree, you have to be a little bit selfish to be like, I'm not going to listen to you because I'm going to guard my peace. Yeah. But I think we've covered a lot of self-love. Like this might be a longer one. But I really feel like we touched on quite a bit of things, and
So
hopefully it's helpful for someone, or chew
I
the
think
hay,
it's
spit the
helpful.
sticks.
I think it's helpful for us.
I know.
We are restarting this journey at
Yeah.
a different time in life.
It's just a whole
Different ball game, bro.
100%.
And I think we'll definitely do a pod later on to give you an update on what works for us, what doesn't, because we're still learning.
Mm-hmm.
We know walks help.
Mm-hmm.
Having a clean space helps. For you, camping.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Me, yeah.
You need your walks.
Yeah.
We always joke because I need sun. So I'm like, I am a plant. I need sun. I need nature. I need to go outside. And she's like, I just need to go on my walk. Like, I just need to go. Someone walk. Go. Let's go on a walk.
Walk with me.
I'm a plant. She's a little dog. It's okay.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
It's been an exciting episode. Hopefully it's something of a brain teaser or a, brain mover. I'm
Gives
trying
you
to
something
say,
to think about.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Maybe look within too and see, hey, maybe I need to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you got any tips, we are more than happy to take them in and try them out, because we're learning.
At this point, I'm open to
ideas. I hope this was a fun episode for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hope you liked it. Oh, I liked it.
I liked it.
I actually, in the beginning when we started it, I was like, oh, I actually don't want to do this one. Like, I'm not sure if I had.
This topic was like, I think this topic was hard for us because, I don't know about you, but me, I've been struggling with self-love. So
Oh, yeah.
to talk about it feels like very imposter syndrome for me, because I'm like, I'm not there.
I know. And you're like saying all these tips like, oh, yeah, maybe try this. This is what works. But maybe 1 week we weren't doing it.
Yeah.
Or we started it, but like it was hard to continue. And I feel like a fraud
Yeah.
to a degree. Like,
But
yeah,
don't worry,
I
we
know.
gonna get back into it. We're gonna hit the gym. We're gonna eat healthy.
This is it. And, bro, if we have to restart again, we're going to restart again.
As many
It's
times
okay. As many times as we have to till we get the formula that we need to
Yep.
get it down. And if we start again, we start again. It's not, honestly, it's not even that deep.
It's not a race.
It's not, the only person you said you're up against is yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
End it off here.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to the Unity Lounge podcast. I'm Connie.
And I'm Deja.
Goodbye.